I'm Alex.
I'm Kirby. And
I'm Poppy.
And this is the Real Gamerscore podcast. We are your source for Xbox achievement news, Gamerscore tips, and misleading console announcements. This week we talk about Gears, but not of War 5, how good is Kinder Surprise, and the Great True Achievement Difference Challenge. But first, here's the song of the week. In a long dark corridor, warm breath on my neck, feel the hair standing up, I quickly hit the deck. The beast gnashes where I was, but lucky I was too quick. I get to my feet, make haste for the door, got outside, now we fight. There it stood in the doorway, the cyber demon. I shout at the foul beast, it's time for you to go back down to hell. The beast lifts its rocket launcher, aimed it straight at me. That moment of hesitation will be your downfall.
I feel like I know, but then some of it I was like, is that how the song goes? I'm just going to take my guess, and I'm probably going to be right, but I probably will also be wrong. It's the Eagles Hotel California.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. When I was writing this a couple of nights ago, I was trying to make things fit, and it's like the same amount of syllables are in there.
Yeah, but
it seems to not fit, and
yeah,
so there's a little bit there that I couldn't quite make it fit. But
because
anyway.
the opening bar, I was like, oh yeah, it is, and then it was like not exactly what I remember, and I'll admit I haven't heard the song in ages, so I'm like, am I remembering wrong, or is it a different song that just sounds similar? Or
it's on a long desert highway,
yeah.
So I changed that only slightly.
Yeah. Oh, that's good though.
No, that's good. That's a classic. That one.
That is.
I think I saw someone playing it on YouTube on Guitar Hero or something, and I was like, yes, I should do that song. Anyway, that's the song for the week. This week it's just Kirby and myself, so might be a short show, might not. We might talk your ears off, but thank you everyone for joining us. This is episode 47. If you would like to come and join us in Discord, we're happy for you to pause the show, go get in Discord, join up with us. You can find the link to do so at discord.io/realgamerscore. You can probably also find it at realgamerscore.com.
I don't know. I don't think so.
There might be.
Tell us, though, when you get in, shut up, don't talk to me. I'm still listening to episode 47. I've just paused like you told me to.
Yes, you can do that. If you would like to join us on Patreon and support us with your hard-earned dollars, I mean, thank you, first and foremost. We would really appreciate that. But you can do so. You can check out our Patreon tiers at patreon.com/realgamerscore.
We are getting incredibly close to the next tier of... I don't even remember what it's called now. Our next goal. That's it. Next tier of our goal.
Yes.
Which would allow us to do more contests and have prizes funded that way instead of out of my pocket, our pocket.
So speaking of those contests, so one of those is the random to-do list. So we have a random to-do list competition. It's actually heating up quite a lot at the moment because we've joined up with the Achievement Hunting 101 podcast to have not really friendly, I was going to say friendly, but like a draft with 4 teams.
It was friendly to begin with, and then got savage
for the first couple of hours. Yeah.
Once the draft was done.
Yeah. So we've got that's the random to-do list. You can join the random to-do list if you just want to get a list of 25 achievements for yourself. So they'll be generated from your pool of locked achievements. Just send a message to random to-do list, that's all one word, on True Achievements, or directly to ChinDocta on Discord. So
if you want to quickly...
You go, yeah.
Just going to say, we'll give an update on the teams if you want.
Yeah, go for it. Run us through it if you've
got it. So we have, we've got them sorted by score and unlocks. The ranking does not change between the teams, but it's getting quite close at the top. Awesome Possums is first with 183 unlocks and 38,485 points.
That's my team.
That's Not Punny, 170 unlocks, 37,436 points.
They came from nowhere. They were on the bottom last time I looked. Damn.
Yep. Gestorado RTDL'd has 139 unlocks, 30,212 points in third place. And bottom of the table, holding up the ladder, Mario Party with 118 unlocks and 28,356. So I can firmly say we've probably given up at this point with 4 days left of the month. I could say we probably gave up a week and a half ago when people just didn't put up the points, so we just didn't keep up, and then motivations die if you're not sort of within that striking distance. I know mine did.
There's been a lot of full combos, or actually, if I don't say it the way I should say it, I'll get chastised for it. Full combo.
Yeah.
I think from what I've seen, Kingsman, Homer, Matriarch.
Not Homer.
Not Homer.
Not Homer. High Road V2.
High Road. Well, I thought Homer.
Homer was a month ago, I think. Last month, maybe.
Homer's got so many full combos that
he's on 23.
You get expecting that he's going to do that. So, do you have the list there of who's got all the full combos?
Yes. So, we have, starting from the bottom in points at least, Kingsman 26-25, High Road V2. Actually, I'll go in order that they unlocked them. How's that sound? Matriarch got 25 out of 25. NBA Kirkland got 25 out of 25. Death Dealers got her full combo. And Mattism earlier today got his full combo. So 6. I think that's the most we've ever had in a month.
Mattism, I think, is on my team as well.
Yes, Mattism and Kingsman are. Homer has 23, Fug has 22, Rorka has 23.
Yeah. So I think we were talking, there's been some discussions about what happens. I don't know if the change is going to come for next month or if it's coming in the next few months. But
essentially what's happening next month is we're going to do a redraft. So we'll have, I believe, 5 teams of 6 is how we're doing it. So slightly smaller teams, but more of them.
Okay.
The current team captains, I think, are staying on, and they get to pick one keeper from their current team. So they get essentially like a free first draft.
A vice captain or something.
Yeah, essentially. Then the newly formed team will get picks 1 and 2. And then the draft just goes from there. So the newly formed team will get essentially their quote-unquote keeper pick, even though they're a new team, and then the first pick of round 1, and then the draft will go from there. I don't know what the order will be, but that's how it'll go.
Is that going to be live drafted in the Achievement Hunting 101 Discord game?
I think they're trying to, but schedules don't always match up.
Do we know who the new captains are?
So I think all the captains are staying the same. I think the new one is Freemhole.
Freem, okay.
So I believe, this could all change in the next 5 days, but I think that's where we're currently at. Mm-hmm. What am I trying to say? The other thing is, the re-rolls will change. It'll be a team pool of re-rolls. So 6 members in the team, you have 6 re-rolls that, one person could use all 6. You could use 1 each. You sort of will discuss with your team how you want to use them. Full combos will get you rerolls back. So if you do a full combo without using any rerolls, you'll get 2 rerolls to the pool. If you do it with a reroll, you get that reroll back into the pool. So you get 1 more.
Yeah, and so a reroll is if you don't like the look of an achievement you've got. Like, for example, I've got 2 endgame Wolfenstein 2 achievements. If I had my reroll still, I could ask Chin to randomly pick a different achievement that's roughly the same ratio.
Yes. The other thing is the season, quote unquote, will go for 3 months. So this was a pilot month just to trial out the team thing. Next month, for the next 3 months, the teams will stay together, but each team will have free agency swaps. So we'll have a pool of undrafted people who are still interested in competing. And at the end of the month, teams will say, okay, we want to use our sub, or I'm still not sure whether we're doing 1 sub or 2 subs, like, for the season, but essentially they use their sub and say, ChinDocta is out and I want to get ProfessorPluto in, and that's their sub used, and that's now their team is now locked.
So I guess that's at the discretion of the captain of the team.
Captain, and probably well discussed with the team. So maybe I know that I can do 2 months really hard because I'm off work, but then month number 3 I know I'm going to be stacked with work, I won't be able to get any points. I say, I can do 2 months of good scoring and you can sub me out in the last month.
Yeah. So I guess we could probably talk about this for another 10 minutes or so. We have got a random to-do list channel in our Discord. If you'd like more information or you have other questions, feel free to post the question in there, and also probably get in touch with you if someone is interested in being a participant in this draft. Or if you just want to get a random to-do list for yourself.
Yeah.
Just to give you something to work on.
You can get them anytime because it'll just the link I provide you will just re-roll into the next month, and you'll get a new list that month. So you could get a list on the very final day and not actually do anything. You'll get a list for next month, so you don't have to wait until July before you get in if you wanted to get in.
Yep. So speaking of random to-do list, we have still got our random to-do list competition happening. There's only a few days left in the month. We'll probably let this run until the second episode in July, because I think the first one should come out on, the 3rd of July?
The 2nd of July. Oh, yeah, it'll come out probably the 3rd, sorry.
Yeah. So depending on which time zone you're in, around the 2nd to 3rd of July. So maybe we'll run it until the following one, which is the 9th.
Yeah, the second episode in July is most likely when it'll come. We'll draw out the winner and stuff.
Yes. So what does someone have to do to get entered into the contest, Chin?
So to enter into the contest, you need to earn at least 1 achievement in the June random to-do list. So you need to have at least 1 point for unlock, and you need to send the answer to the trivia question, another game with the word time in it, to the random to-do list account on True Achievements, because the prize is Tid Wag vir niemand, which is time waits for no one. I think we have not many entries, so there's a good chance if you message in, you'll have a good chance of winning.
It looks like it's got just over a 2.1 ratio on True Achievements, so some good ratio up for grabs there if you are looking to boost one of that particular stat up on your True Achievements profile.
Yep, and it's going to be very important to have those higher ratio achievements for the new G-Task. Segway.
Yeah. Alright, we'll segue straight over to G-Task. We're in the news now. So, G-Task, also known as the Great True Achievement Scoring Challenge.
Although
G-Task
now
for short.
It should probably get called the GTADC. Because it's the Great True Achievement Difference Challenge, isn't it?
Yeah. But it doesn't
roll
very well.
G-Task is way easier than GTADC.
So, there is some very big differences. So, obviously, we're starting in, July? June, end of June, start of July.
American summer start.
Yeah.
It's,
so, we've got... tell us about the scoring, the change on the scoring. What's happening?
So, in previous years, from its inception, the contest has always been about the true achievement score you earn in a week. So, if you earn 3,000 true achievement score in that week, that's your score for that week, and that gets compared to everyone else. What's happening this year is they've changed it to the true achievement score difference. So your true achievement score minus the gamer score that you earned in that week. So if you got 3,000 TA from 1,000 gamer score, 3,000 take away 1,000 is 2,000, which is what your final score comes in. And what this means is all our lovely quickies that we put in the sales are going to be pretty useless to you, because most of them do not have a big ratio difference. Yes, they might be quick, but they might only garner you 4 or 5 points in the space of an hour.
Not much.
Yeah. So it's more of a focus on sort of those longer games where people can get in at different points, like Killer Instinct, Rev Replay, that sort of stuff. Alongside this change, they have because now it is more difficult to accrue score quickly, they've changed the bonus usage. So bonuses are points you essentially earn for completing little mini challenges. So the week might say unlock 15 achievements with the level flag on True Achievements. So if you complete that in that week, you'll get a badge worth 500 points on the individual side, and you can use that sort of, if you maybe didn't score a lot next week, you could use that to boost up your current score. So those bonuses are now, previously could be used 1 hour before cutoff and no later. That's been pushed back to 8 hours before cutoff, as it's a lot harder to make up that difference if someone suddenly drops 4,000 points. Speaking of cutoff, that is now at 1 p.m. UTC on Monday. So in Australian Eastern Standard Time, that would be, 10 hours later, 11 p.m. You're a plus 10, aren't you?
Yes, I'm plus 10.
Without going into daylight saving, so 11 p.m. Yep. And like 8-ish Eastern Standard Time, I want to say. Either 8 or 9. I can't remember. They're about,
American Eastern Time.
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time, yeah.
I don't know, I'm terrible with time zones. I think it's well known.
So yeah. So those are the big changes. Teams have changed from 2 members last year to 3 members this year. They usually change every year, so that's not so big a deal. I can't remember the other important change now. No, I think that was actually it. We will be keeping track of community teams and community members, so we'll have a little weekly spot mentioning specific stats. I think probably the best scoring team, the closest scoring team, closest to elimination team, and those unfortunate people that did get eliminated. I think that's probably what we'll go with.
When does it start? Oh, Monday 1st of July?
Yes, Monday 1st of July, 1 p.m. UTC. So,
and it finishes on June 1st, 2020.
Yes, and it will registration will close tomorrow, 11:59 p.m. I assume also UTC.
Yep.
So Friday, June 28th. Tomorrow is not going to be helpful.
There's a community badge up for grabs as well. So people that have listened to the podcast throughout its entirety would know I swore off GTASC no more, but they dragged me back in with the promise of a community badge. So you need to reach the 10th period of the contest to be able to get that. Oh, is that as an individual?
In individual, yep.
Oh, I joined a team, and our team name is just give me the badge or something like that. God, that means I need to register as an individual as well. Okay. Oh, Planting. I'm going to send a strongly worded message to Planting when we finish up. Maybe it just doesn't say that.
It's absolutely individual. It's not team.
Damn you, Shadowless Edge and Jester. Sucking me in. Anyway, we'll have some fun. Have some fun with it. But it won't be a 16th place finish like I had in my last round of the GTASC. So, yeah, get your entries in there if you do want to join in. Time is running out. Maybe as soon as you hear this, get on there. Right after you join your Discord, go over to GTASC and join that if you are.
Probably you let Jester and Alex, Shadowless know that they need to join individual to get the badge, right?
I reckon if I go and have a look, if they're entered, they're probably already individual, but
yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah. And same thing. I said last year, I said the year before, I wouldn't do a GTASC again. I added this dang community challenge badge, so now I've got to do it. So I'm in a team, what do we call? Oh, I don't even remember what we're called. It's
the unbearable lightness of the backlog or something?
I don't think the name is updated on T8. I think it's the unbearable lightness of backlog. Remastered Deluxe Edition DX, which stands for Director's Cut, and then in brackets Windows 7, because that's the platform. It's just, honestly, Skeptical Mario just
Where's-
like
chuck
he
an
just got
alpha in there
ridiculous.
as well.
He's. I don't even know who the other. I don't know who my teammate is. I know it's me, Skeptical Mario, and someone.
Well, didn't Skeptical Mario chuck out like 3 other invites, and whoever joined first?
I think he invited Neomaster, Kronos. He invited like 20 people. I feel like. He did. He just sent, and it was basically first in, best dressed. Just whoever wanted to join.
You got Ben L72 in your team.
Oh, that's okay. He's good.
Yeah.
That's right. We should, and really, we know that it's not the team side doesn't count for 10 weeks, but both Ben and I will probably give up after 10 weeks from the individual side, so the team will probably get eliminated after week 10.
Yeah. Yep. Alright. Enter contest. I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm in it. Individual. It's fine. We'll have some fun and won't expect too much, but we should move on because segueing from the GTADC, Von Coin has come out with a big announcement this week. Last couple of days actually.
Yeah.
They're not only expanding to new regions, so the UK, Ireland and Canada are getting allowed into the Von Coin program, but Planting got some advance word that there's going to be Von Coins up for grabs for the weekly winners and the overall winners of the Great True Achievement Score Challenge.
The team side weekly winners and the team side overall winners. So it's going to be...
No individuals?
No individuals.
Oh.
150 Von Coin, I assume, to each member of the weekly team winner. So the team that's number one at the end of the week will get 150 coins each. I assume it might be 150 between the 3 of them.
Yeah.
And 3,000 coins will go to the overall team winners. They, I believe, have said they are also honouring any coins for people outside of the currently available regions. So
for when they finally do get opened up there.
Should you win 3 weeks in a row, you can expect 450 coins when you can finally sign up, essentially.
Mm-hmm. So that's good news. So for those who haven't heard, the Von Coin program, you earn coins based on the amount of true achievement points that you earn, and that's converted into coins, and you use those coins to bid on auctions at the Von Coin website or the auction house. So Planting's got quite a few things. I think he's got quite a few posters. He's got some skate decks, I think. They got mugs. They got all sorts of different things. I'm looking at some Captain America sneakers here. That's pretty cool. A Witcher figurine in the picture.
Yeah,
so
they've also been approved to do actual games, so they can give out game codes and stuff. They have in the past given away an elite controller. Or given away.
What?
They've auctioned off an elite controller, yeah.
Sick.
So it's sort of, not everything will be a prize that you might think is worth anything for you, but they do occasionally have... Oh, I was going to sneeze. I decided not to, apparently. They do occasionally have stuff that's sort of valuable to everyone. No.
Yeah, it seems like they have a wide range of things.
It's something to sort of appeal to different niches. There was Lord of the Rings stuff previously. There's been Bioshock stuff. So a wider range of gaming knickknacks and posters and stuff like that. So lots of stuff to keep different people.
In terms of the system, you don't really lose anything. You don't lose anything by registering.
No.
You might come down the track 6 months' time, 12 months' time and go, oh man, I've got 2,000 coins. I'm going to go bid on some auctions and try and win them. So if you wanted to get more information, VonCoin's website, I've just gone over to it. Looks like voncoin.club. So VON coin.club. So you can head over there. Now, VonCoin haven't sponsored us or anything. It's just something cool that we've seen. So it probably bears mentioning that.
Yeah, because they do sponsor some people.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Nudge, wink, wink. Dang. Horseman. Ocho.
Horseman? Stallion.
Three?
Yeah.
I don't know what 3 is in Spanish.
Well, Stallion, yeah, I mean, there's a picture of him.
Yes.
with a Von Coin mug. So
Stallion is sponsored by them to put out some tweets and stuff. And good on him, why not?
Good on him. I mean, especially if you like it, that's something cool. Anyway, so that's Von Coin. It's coming to new areas. Hopefully it'll come to Australia soon. And New Zealand just for Neo Master. Do we have any other New Zealand people?
We have a lot. We have Massage.
Oh, Massage!
Reset 42, I think.
Wait, is Reset from New Zealand?
I'm probably wrong, but I feel like he is. I'm gonna vamp. Reset 42 intro achievements. Does he have a New Zealand flag? My God, I hope he does.
My friend
he does.
Lance
Reset 42
is in New Zealand. He was playing Rocket League.
NZ anyway. Urban Spaceman.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll move on there. So we've got a story here an article, I suppose, about Gears of War 5. So they obviously announced Gears of War 5 in the recent E3 conference for Microsoft. So apparently they've come out and clarified, this was nearly a week ago.
Not Gears of War 5. Just Gears 5.
Gears 5. Mate, it's Gears of War 5.
It's not, though. It's rebranded. They've rebranded. There's no of War. It's Gears 5.
No. Taking out of War from the title Gears of War is not a rebrand. That's like what we do with, you can't be bothered calling someone Stephanie, so you go, hey, Steph.
Yeah.
They've strayed it.
It's Gears 5. They'll get upset if you say Gears of War 5, because there's no more War. There's just Gears.
Okay, we're going to just have a little
tea party
out and kumbaya and play the ukulele by the fire, probably. So, Gears 5 or Gears of War 5.
I don't know that second game. I've heard of the first.
They're taking out the loot box and their gear packs and the season pass. So, I don't know if I want to talk about this too long. Everyone knows my thoughts on Gears of War. They can...
So the season pass, they had a season pass last year, did they?
Yes, they had a season pass.
Last year,
know what
for Gears of War 4.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
They had a season pass where you would get all the maps and you could use them whenever you want.
Okay. Instead of
you would
rotation.
You would go into a public match, whether it was for multiplayer or for Horde.
Mm-hmm.
If you could, those maps, the new maps that were technically DLC from the season pass, could show up in the rotation.
Yeah. Okay.
And they did. So there's an achievement, I think, for playing on all the maps.
Yeah, which just would have been easier with the season pass, I guess.
Well, I don't know if you could do it in private. But anyway, getting away from the point of it, they've taken away the season pass. So apparently these content is going to be released for free. So anyone who's listened to episodes recently will know I hated the card packs. So I'm glad that they're gone. But the bottom line for this for me is that I'm still not interested. You've got to do more than this to get me back on board, and I'm sure that the coalition are like, whatever, mate, I don't care. But for me, no. As much fun as Horde is, and I'm sure the campaign will be fun, it's not enough.
So what the Gears pack was the loot boxes that had the resupply card that you never got until you bought it, essentially.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Yep. I'm just reading this. The closest the game gets to gear packs, this is Gears 5, are its new supply drops. Every minute that players spend in a multiplayer match will count towards a supply drop. The drops include a random item from the supply category of content. Duplicate cards are automatically turned into scrap that players can then use to craft supply items they do want.
That's what really annoyed me.
That sounds like
not being able to craft a card that I wanted. Because even though you would scrap green cards for 5 scrap, blue cards for 20, purple for 150, I would have happily paid 10,000 scrap to get a resupply card instead of paying $14 or whatever I did to buy those 3 packs. But
so you can't buy them with real money, so you can't buy the supply drops or the items in them with real money, but the character skills are still locked in the random item drops.
I wonder what's in the random item drops. Probably skins for your guns and.
No, that's the supply drops. It's character skills.
Oh, double character XP.
character skills are still locked behind the random item drops. So now you just can't buy your way to it, though.
It's just complicated for the sake of
And
complicated.
they also then have challenges. So the Tour of Duty, which has daily challenges. And that, as players complete those, they'll earn character skins and each, like, customization items. And each item will clearly tell players what they need to do to earn it. None of it's
I guess that's good. It sounds positive, but I mean, it's kind of hard for me to get this sour taste out of my mouth. I'm restraining on saying words that I want to that'll get you to use our new bleep out noise, but that's how I feel about Gears or Gears of War.
There will be no items in the store that provide a competitive advantage for real money purchases. And that's the end of the quote. So the rest of the article says, except for boosts, which will allow players to progress quicker for short periods of time. Double multiplayer XP, double character XP in Escape and Horde, and double progress towards a supply drop.
I would argue that Gears of War 4 didn't have that. They had cooperative
multipliers, yeah.
for the cards.
Yeah, okay.
But they were not competitive advantage in a competitive sense.
These aren't competitive advantage, except that you will be getting these character skills more often and therefore more likely to get one that's useful. Assuming there are useful ones and there will be useful ones and ones that are trash, Panda, but...
Well, I think it's interesting as an achievement hunter, not that I expected them to, but they haven't mentioned anything about the achievements, because being on True Achievements, the main criticism that I heard was that they were constantly rehashing the same content, like replaying the campaign or redoing the Horde. Oh, now we've added another difficulty. It's like unimaginative and boring. Whereas you look at Gears 2 and Gears 3, they added story content. Or totally different things to do in Horde mode rather than just play this on a harder difficulty. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm still not sold on Gears 5.
Until you get it free with Game Pass Ultimate and you play it on an alt, probably.
I don't know. I won't even play it.
The campaign?
I don't want this to be a boycott Modern Warfare 2 instance.
No.
As of right now, I'm not playing Gears 5. They need to do a lot more to sell me. I guess it's one of the benefits of having so many games to play. It's
you can choose.
I can look at my whiteboard and go, you want me to add Gears 5 up there? No, I've got other things to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But even when I run that list down, I might still have such a sour taste in my mouth from Gears 4. Gears 4 and Gears 5 are running around in my head. From Gears 4 that I might I don't know. It's going to have to do something pretty special to get me back.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to go on and on about Gears 4, even though I just did. So, I guess talking about the loot box kind of aspect of Gears of War 4, there was an opinion article written by Sam Quirk, and we had a funny conversation off air the other night about this article. So, it's titled, EA have compared loot boxes to Kinder eggs, and I agree with them. So, the funny thing for me was that even though in Australia Kinder eggs are not banned, the first thing that I instantly thought was, but aren't Kinder eggs banned in the US? And that's the bow you want to draw on? So, anyway, and I think Sam goes on to mention that, but EA, I don't know which committee they were dragged up in front of, but that was one of the way they described them. And I think they described them as quite fun, surprise mechanics.
Yes. Oh, fucking...
Everyone out there just needs to know that my dog's come up to me to get a pat, just in case you're wondering.
Yeah, I can't remember what the group of people who was like the gaming and blah 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 ministers for England or whatever. unfortunately, I don't remember who they are, but they're somewhat important people in making decisions in regards to games for the UK and potentially other places if they set a precedent.
So I guess, let me ask you this, Chin. Would you rather get a Kinder Surprise for, let's say it's $5, it's probably less than that, but would you rather get a Kinder Surprise for $5 or get a microtransaction for $5?
A microtransaction in my favourite game?
You can pick the game because it's your money.
Yeah. Unfortunately for you, I don't like chocolate. So, or at least not
I
milk.
was going to preface it with, do you like chocolate? But
Yeah.
I was like, nah, most people like chocolate.
I like dark chocolate. I don't like the milk and white chocolate, really.
Okay.
I will say I'm not a huge sweets person. I don't particularly like cake because it's too sweet. I don't particularly like ice cream because it's too sweet. I'm just not...
Yeah, I love savoury.
That's never been a thing for me. So a dark chocolate Kinder Egg I would probably take over a microtransaction. Absolutely. I mean, mainly because I get more joy out of the delicious chocolate and I don't really care about the toy. Unless I got something cool. But, yeah, the other thing is when you pay for your $5 Kinder Egg, you're paying for the $5 for the egg and the toy. You don't then have to pay an additional $5 to open the little plastic thing and get the toy out. You haven't already paid $60 for the egg, and now you pay $5 to open the toy.
Are you... This is, I guess, a question without notice, but are you big on paying for microtransactions? Have you bought many? Or...
I have. I've spent a lot of money on Overwatch loot boxes. They're I don't know what they call them, but loot boxes. Lots and lots of money. I have there's a small issue with gambling, and I have had to see people about gambling in casinos and gambling with Overwatch. Like it was a...
Like gambling with loot boxes? Or
yeah,
like
constantly wanting to buy to try and get everything.
Oh,
it was in the thousands.
Wow.
So I prefer one-off purchases of an item I actually want to loot boxes. That's why I had to actively stop playing Overwatch, was because of that issue. But I again, one-off purchases I don't really have an issue with if we have to do anything. Like if we have to have microtransactions, me spending $5 on a Rocket League car skin I like, as opposed to spending $5 and getting 5 keys to unlock 5 boxes that I may get the skin in. I would rather pay more and definitely get the thing I want than pay less and gamble to have the chance of getting it, for sure.
Yeah, because I guess in terms of my microtransactions, I'm typically very, very low or never. That's where I would sit. I've bought keys in Rocket League before, and I think I bought a couple of bundles of 10. One of them was used to cash in for the Rocket Pass Season 1, but the other 10 I used to open some loot boxes that we had. And I also used a microtransaction to get, was it 2,000 blue crystals for the Winx Club game? Otherwise there was just hours and hours of grinding, and I'm like, yeah, I can give you $2 to, to get this done. But I guess I would, but there has to be like a decent value in there. And for me to quantify what that value is, I think is a little bit more difficult, because, there might be some cool skins out there for Rocket League that I go, yeah, I want my car to look cool when I'm flying through the air, but it might be skins for another game and I just couldn't care less.
Yeah, and that's how it's going to be for everyone. It's they're going to be more lenient with games they like. Oh, it's so egregious, and I get that it actually was. I'm just using it as an example. Oh, it's so terrible in Battlefront 2. But no, Call of Duty World of War. Well, not World of War. What was it?
World War 2?
World War 2, sure. That was it? Somewhat recent? Yeah. Call of Duty World War 2. No, it's okay there. It's alright to have the loot boxes there and get weapons and skins out of it and stuff that affects gameplay. it's okay there, but it was awful in Battlefront 2. Like, it was awful in both of them, but...
Yeah. I guess that's the quandary of the gamer, I suppose. I mean, my favourite game is Dead Island, or Rocket League, depending on which way you look at it, but Dead Island. And I mean, that, as much as it pains me to say, it didn't run particularly well, but I forgave, a few of the troubles I had with the game. I didn't have anywhere near the normal level of trouble, but I had troubles with the game. Actually, a fun fact, Dead Island, the first Dead Island game, was the reason that I finally changed my profile into an Xbox Live Gold profile, because I'd never played online before that.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I did that is because I was in the middle of a mission and there were too many enemies spawning and I couldn't kill them all, and it was a escort mission and the guy that I was with kept dying.
Yeah.
And the problem was that my weapons kept degrading. So every time I died, the weapon degradings carried over. So eventually it was going to get to the point where all my weapons were utterly useless.
Yeah.
And I would just keep going around in this circle of dying. And you couldn't restart the mission. You couldn't do nothing. So I hopped online for the first time at my friend's house, joined up with someone who was in a similar position, finished the mission, and then ever since then, didn't look back in terms of having Xbox Live. So I think that was about 2008 or 9 that happened for me. Anyway, we're kind of veering off track. I'm getting on your tangent segment here.
Yeah, look, there's two of us. You can't stop me. Can't stop, won't stop.
All right. Well, so that's an interesting article. Maybe have a quick check of that. We have a link to it in the show notes. So that's Sam Quirk. It was written that on True Achievements.
I think...
Okay. Yeah?
Because, EA themselves compared it to Kinder Eggs, which you've mentioned, but...
Yep.
The big difference, I guess... See, I don't know if this makes it more or less gambling, is that there is no market to turn... Like, there's no market that they provide to turn that thing you get in-game into real money.
In EA games?
Because
in some games...
They don't provide that. They don't...
Counter-Strike, you can try...
Counter-Strike is a separate market. It's not... Like, Valve don't care... If you give us this skin, we'll give you $200. That's a external thing happening.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Rocket League, you can trade, and therefore there has become a selling market and a seller's market out there. But Psyonix aren't going, here's an auction house where we will facilitate you selling the item to someone else.
Yeah, there's not many of them. Is it Warcraft that has an auction house?
Warcraft has an auction house.
And that's sanctioned by Blizzard.
I believe it's all in-game money, though. It may... it's been a while since I've played. There may be some real-world currency aspect to it, but I believe it's all in-game money. And it's the same... I mean, that's the same with FIFA. Your Ultimate Team, you can only trade those for in-real money within the game. If you go external, you can do real money deals, but that's not saying, like, it's not approved by EA and they don't want that happening.
Yeah,
so that changes.
From what I remember about FIFA, there were people selling the foot coins.
Yep.
I presume that they still do, but it's definitely not sanctioned by EA. EA would actively seek to,
and they have
put a stop to that.
They have closed accounts that have been linked to that sort of that stuff, even if. I mean, there were a bunch of accounts that got hacked and were used for this, and those accounts were banned because they were involved, even though the person who originally used the account didn't have any involvement at all. So that muddies the waters a little bit. Yes, personally, I still consider them gambling, but in a legal sense, that muddies the waters.
It'll be interesting in a few years when all the governments catch up to all this loot box microtransaction kind of stuff, and you'll probably see in the landscape several countries where it's not microtransactions and loot boxes are not allowed, and some where they are. So it'll be a very interesting time going forward, I think.
I mean, have you seen what NBA 2K are doing as maybe something to replace the loot box? So they've got and I don't know the context of it, but I know when you're playing the game, you will come across ads, and they're not skippable, advertising TV shows on like Hulu or FX Now or HBO or whatever. They're not skippable. A little thing will come up saying the game is loaded. So this is during a loading screen. Game is loaded. You have to wait for the ad to stop, like finish, before you can. You can't just go, okay, game's loaded, I can jump in now. So they're getting that ad, that they're getting direct ad revenue, and then maybe
really
they sell you an ad-free pass. You get a year of ad-free for $20, as well as your $60 game.
That is disgusting, because that's a US $60 game when it comes out.
Yeah.
So you're paying for them to screen ads to you.
Admittedly, the
disgusting.
game it came out in September, so it's not like it's a brand new game, and I think these only got added recently. In the life cycle, it's nearing the end, because September is when the new one will come out. So I guess that for them, it's basically dead at this point, so we can start doing this. You can turn off the ads in the options menu, but after the patch, it was on by default, and a lot of people won't know what the setting is to turn it off.
And I'm sure they actively broadcasted that was an option.
Yeah, they absolutely did not. Yeah. Oh, what was I going to say? Can't remember.
That is.
But
wow.
just, yeah, that could be the way it. And this is not to say we should keep at loot boxes because it's better than this, but that might be another revenue stream for them because they don't have loot boxes, which I don't know. I mean,
would you rather what you're talking about here?
The unskippable ads.
An ad every loading time?
Every loading screen, say, yeah. I would pay the $20 to not have the ads. I don't. If they stopped when you got to the game being loaded, that's completely different. That's not fine, but I can deal with it. The fact that you then have to wait for the ad to finish before you can play your game is what does my head in.
That stinks. That absolutely stinks. Anyway, let's move on. We've got our last news article here. So, happens shortly after E3. But people might remember that there was discussions around Microsoft releasing 2 new consoles. So it was a rumour that was going to happen, but the rumour was apparently from a credible source. The 2 consoles were scheduled to be the more powerful
which
box.
Is essentially what Project Scarlet was announced.
Not Anaconda, yeah, Scarlet is. And there was scheduled to be a cheaper streaming box called Project Lockhart. So apparently that was not the case, and Phil Spencer has clarified what they meant by that. He was suggesting that they talked about shipping 2 consoles, and he's kind of alluding to the discless Xbox One S,
the Xbox One S all digital.
The other console that they were talking about. Are you buying this, Chin? You buying what he's selling?
I think Google Stadia killed whatever cheaper streaming project they and them then also doing xCloud killed off whatever the cheaper one was going to be, because now then their cheaper option into the market would have still been way more expensive than whatever Stadia is going to be at $10 a month or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that initially they were going to go with this 2-tier approach, but yeah, I don't know if it was Stadia that killed it, or if they said, well, judging from how poorly the discless Xbox One S has gone, maybe the market's not ready for it yet.
Which was not because the discless One S was bad or a bad idea. It's because
that
it was
might be a
so
conclusion
poorly
they drew,
done.
Though. Yeah, they made it too expensive.
It's too expensive.
Yeah.
It was clearly just, we've got these extra parts, so we're just going to make this now because that's what we can do with our parts. And I say clearly, maybe that's not how it's what it seems to be, And it obviously didn't go down well because you can get a better version cheaper in the standard Xbox One S.
Yeah.
Like
Why would you buy the discless version for more?
yeah.
You wouldn't pay for less features for more money. And that's when they needed to undercut it, because not only are they talking about selling it at places like EB Games, but people selling them, you're never going to undercut everywhere on like eBay or the Facebook Marketplace, but if they'd have come out at US 150, that's still considerably cheaper than the having a disc drive Xbox One S is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's got a bit cagey in this interview, and I guess that's the PR wheels turning. But it's interesting because I think when I think of the streaming box, it's hard not to draw the conclusion to Netflix. It's like when Netflix, I would imagine when Netflix went from their disc hiring type business model, I think that was Netflix.
I believe so, yeah.
To a streaming service, it was probably during a time where people were like, streaming, I don't know about that. And now they're one of the biggest businesses in the world. So I guess we'll never know if they've shelved the Lockhart edition, the streaming box. We'll never know how successful it could have been. But I think that you are right. I think it's going to be taken up by xCloud for the most part. Yeah. So I'm really excited for what xCloud could be.
Yep, October is the slated beta or whatever. It's what they're doing their public testing. I think it's October, so it'll be interesting to see. Maybe at PAX we'll get to see it and use it.
I would actually like to go hands on with it. Yeah, hopefully at PAX because it'll be around that time.
Yeah.
I guess this is a question for the listeners, so maybe send the answer in to @RealGamerscore on Twitter or type your answers up in the Discord. But given that they've now combined Gold and Game Pass into Game Pass Ultimate, next year when xCloud releases or whenever it does, what's the pass going to be called that includes Gold and xCloud and Games Pass?
Well, they've already... I will mention this in Discord if I'm wrong. I'm fairly certain there was a news article out saying that Phil Spencer or someone had said xCloud will be included in Game Pass Ultimate, but will cost for people who don't have it. Like $6 a month or something, whatever. But that the service will be included with GPU, which you already get PC Game Pass as well for all those people who have a PC.
That is good value. That might be what ticks me over to Game Pass Ultimate, because I didn't do that $1 changeover.
You've got till June 30th.
Yeah, but
and I think the conversion ends there too.
Yeah, but I'm nervous that when it ends, what if I just want to stay with Gold?
In 3 years' time, that's a future Alex problem.
It'll be in 1 year's time.
It'll be in 3 years because you should have 3 years of...
Mate, I'm getting married in about 8 days, 9 days.
Do it while you still can.
Just slapping out $150 to go and get 2 more years of... Anyway, maybe I will swap it over for Game Pass Ultimate and I'll just deal with it then.
Don't you have any reward points? Oh, you don't buy anything. Of course you don't.
No, I buy some things, just not very much. I got $5 the other day, and I promptly spend it on When the Bees Make Honey. Your favourite. All right, let's move on from the news. So, if you have an idea of what that Game Pass will be called, assuming it's not called Game Pass Ultimate, I'm interested to hear your thoughts. We've got a live review this week. So, Chin and I have both played one of the recent Radalaika games called
Sometimes You.
Planet. Is it Sometimes You?
Yeah, it's a Sometimes You. It's one of their quick ones. They do occasionally do quick, easy ones.
Wow. Okay. Well,
recent to stretch as well.
Looks like a Radalaika, plays like a Radalaika, quick like a Radalaika. Might be Sometimes You. Okay. So, there we go. All right. So, Kirby, you played it a couple of months back. Do you want to take us through all the info on the game?
Yep.
What about it?
So, the game is Planet Rix 13, published by Sometimes You and developed by Nine Eyes Game Studio, has a release date of the 16th of January 2019, and a price point of $4.99 US. It's considered an adventure game on True Achievements, which is probably about right. It's not really point and click, which is probably the next closest thing you might put it in, because there's no real pointing and clicking, but it's that similar sort of, you walk, you pick up an item, you use item on...
Yeah, it's a side-scroller.
Yeah. The plot, well, I mean, you crash land on a planet, I assume it's probably Rix 13, and
That's a reasonable
you're
assumption.
trying to get off said planet. That's the plot. You encounter obstacles that you must overcome in your hour of playtime, because it does have
almost always obstacles that will kill you as well, for
Yes,
which there are
there's-
many achievements.
6 or 7 related to dying to said obstacles, but it has a completion estimate of 0 to 1 hour. Unfortunately, we can't go smaller than that on True Achievements, but if we could, probably, what did I do it in? 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Sounds about right. If you're following a guide, maybe a bit longer if you're doing it yourself. But the gameplay, as we mentioned, is basically a side-scrolling point-and-click adventure without the point-and-click bit. You walk over to items and pick them up and use them on other items. You solve very basic puzzles and sort of walk around slowly to avoid obstacles and stuff. There's really not much to it. It's quite a simple game.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Even without a guide, you probably would fumble your way through it in, I don't know, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
And that's being pretty generous.
The only thing you might miss is some of the deaths, which you might just happen to not die on certain things. But
there was one that when I was playing it, I thought I would not have found this.
Which one's that?
I don't remember which one it was. It was
the
one
explosion
of the
on the spaceship?
No, I probably would have found that. I would have tried to leave on the spaceship as soon as I could.
Yeah. Probably the monster attack.
Monster attack, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway.
Yes, it was the monster attack, yeah. Anyway.
The graphics, well, it's a 4K title, so they're gorgeous
in
pixel
name
art.
only, really.
Yeah. Xbox One X enhanced, so those load times were like nothing. I bet anyone not on an Xbox One X was like, oh, these load times are extending my gameplay at least another 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Definitely. No. I don't know that you'll notice a 4K difference with this title, but, it's there if, for whatever reason, you feel like pumping up those 4K bits on your TV.
Just testing out the muscles on your TV.
Sound. Now, I'm going to leave this to you because I probably played this on mute, and it was months ago, so I don't remember what it sounded like. I bet it sounded like...
It's very reminiscent of kind of the Nintendo era from what I remember of it. I mean, I only played it for like 20 minutes like you, but yeah, it's not very taxing in terms of sound. There's a couple of things. You pick up things, it makes a small chime. You use them, like it makes a small noise. There's some water, some bits where you're in water coming out of stuff. There's not really a whole lot to the sound. It's nothing to write home about. The achievements, and really, if you know anything about this game, that's why you're here. It's pretty straightforward. There are some missable achievements. There's a lot of achievements, like Chin said, for getting killed by things.
Mm-hmm.
There are. A lot of the rest of the ones are for running around in the story and finishing the story.
Yeah, we have 7 guaranteed out of 17 achievements, and another 10 are missable, only because once you finish the game you have to start over, but the game is very short, and anything you miss you can just then follow a guide to clean up it.
Mm-hmm. Did you follow the guide the first time through?
Absolutely, because...
Yeah, me too.
Because it would be silly to... This kind of a title, you I don't know, maybe some people enjoy doing it without, but I don't see a point. If I'm playing a game like this, I'm playing it for the achievements, and I'm I'm not playing for the experience because I can get better experiences that are similar in better games.
Yeah.
As we said,
So the
time estimate was a 0 to 1 hour with a guide, probably a little bit longer without one. But that's, accurate. Sub 1 hour, definitely, if you're using a guide.
Yeah. So that's Planet Rick's 13. What do you recommend it? What's your verdict on it, Chin?
If you're an achievement hunter for $4.99, you could do worse. It's especially easy if you're in the GTADC and you need 22 whole points, you can use this game. That's almost 1 point per minute. That's 1 ppm is our official score mnemonic. Yeah, that's not the right word, but we'll roll with it.
Sure.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to correct you on it because I don't know what the correct one is.
no. For $4.99, you can do worse. It's one of the easy sometimes used. There's a good walkthrough. It's pretty cruisy.
I got it last week on sale.
Oh yeah,
So-
what was the discount?
I don't know, not much. I can't even remember.
Yeah, but if you
More
ever
than
find it on
20%.
sale, definitely worth it. But for $4.99, I would pick it up anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely nice and cheap. So yeah, all right. Well, that was Planet Rick's 13. So we're going to head straight over from that into what we've been playing this week. So Kirby, you've got a pretty short list this week, but that doesn't mean you've been playing a short amount of time.
No, I had, and if we had recorded on Tuesday, this statement would have been true because I wrote this in on Tuesday. I almost had an achievementless week. I would have had nothing if we recorded on Tuesday. I earned 2 achievements since the last show. And that was not even really me. It was thanks to Shadowless Edge, who invited me to his Borderlands 2 game and gave me some rainbow items so that I could unlock that achievement quite easily. In return, I gave him my totally legit 3 million damage per shot weapons and 7 trillion...
Totally on the up and up. Yep.
7 trillion health shield, absolutely legit. The other titles I did play were FIFA 18 and Rocket League, both soccer-related titles. Seems to be... I don't know what... I guess maybe playing FIFA 15 with Cameron last week made me sort of get that itch for FIFA 18. And I don't play FIFA 18 like a normal person. That sounds weird. Like, most people pick the team they like, or they make their character and put them in the club they like, and, they play and they're like, yeah, this is how I want to live my life, and or whatever, I like to pick a team in the bottom tier of the English football leagues. So there's 4 tiers. There's a Premier League, Championship, League 1 and League 2. So I pick a League 2 team. I pick a player from the League 2 team to play as, and I stick with that crappy League 2 team and take them all the way to the top league and try and win the over years and years, get better players and make it a formidable team.
I don't think you're the only person that does that.
Probably not, but I don't think that's
recent episodes I was listening to across Atlantic Gaming, I think Chaotic was saying he likes to do that, but he was talking about it in the terms of the Football Manager games.
Oh, yeah.
But he also likes playing FIFA as well, so,
Yeah.
I mean...
So,
you're kind of normal.
I'd say it's definitely on the fringe of what people who play FIFA do. But shout out to Crew Alexandra. They're my lovely 4th league team. We're doing quite well this season. I haven't played much clearly because I'm still at the 4th league, but we're top of the table. We did quite well. We made it to the 5th round of the FA Cup, beating Manchester City along the way. We drew at home 3-3, and in the replay we won 6-5. It was very tense. I got very scared.
What?
Yeah,
That is a lot of goals.
I had to work for mine. They would take pot shots from halfway and score because they're a top league team.
Yeah.
So it was tense moments for me. But I lost to Chelsea in the 5th round, 2-1. So that's unfortunate. But I do enjoy FIFA, and I like playing it. Rocket League. I've been doing my usual, my 3s and 2s grind ranked. I've moved slightly backwards, so I've dropped from Platinum 3 to Platinum 2. but I've also been playing ones. And I ranked into Silver 3 for ones. I'm now up to Gold 2. It's very scary because I am not a smart person or mechanically gifted, so I challenge really early and have to rush back and make miraculous saves. That
sounds familiar to me, actually.
So, yeah, I'll dive in and go, well, missed the ball, gotta race back at Supersonic.
No, it's in the back of my goal, so whoops. Yeah.
But I think that, in general, is improving my goal scoring ability. So, taking shots on target is getting better, and just general awareness of the play and defending without diving in too early has improved, which then carries over to the 2s and the 3s. And you saw last night when we played some of the ridiculous saves that are just because I played one so much and I have to do those saves.
Yeah, we had fun.
We did have fun. That was good. But I would have had 0. Luckily, Cameron saved me, and I got 55.
Just thinking about making fun of you when you get a 0, mate.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, he's going to burn me. But no, 55, it would have been worth, I think I worked out 102 GTADC points. So, yeah, rolling in it.
All right. Well, I played a few different games this week, so obviously we've already talked about Planet Risk 13. I played Wolfenstein 2. I only really played it because there was a Game Pass quest for it, for getting 2 achievements, and I think actually there was a second quest where it was play any of these 4 games, and I'm like, oh, well, Wolfenstein counts for that as well. So, I've only played maybe 5 or 10 minutes of it, but the opening cutscene is about 20 minutes long. If I hadn't have earned the first achievement prior to this cutscene, I might have put the game down and not actually ever played it. So there is a scene in there. The opening scene, you know what I'm talking about,
yeah,
I suppose. But in the opening cutscene, I think your dad's about to smack the hell out of you because you're white and you were hanging around with a black girl, and he's about to smack the hell out of you, but the wife gets in the way. So I didn't like that. But then he decides to make a man out of you, takes you down to the barn, straps you into like a workbench by the hands, puts a shotgun in your hands, and forces you to shoot your dog. And I sat there and looked. At this point, I'd already earned the first achievement, which is when you choose which timeline you want to play based on your decisions in the first game. You know, who lives, Fergus or Wyatt? Is that the other guy? Wyatt.
Yes, yeah. Wyatt, yeah.
Yeah. So you get that achievement, and then you're there, and I'm like, I sat there for about 10 minutes, hoping that the game would take over, or that your dad would like smack you out and do it himself. I don't know. He doesn't, and you have to shoot your dog. And that really made me quite angry. I hate that in games. It's kind of, I don't know, funny is not the right word for it, but I can watch a horror scene, people getting killed and blah, 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 whatever. But as soon as you hurt an animal, I'm like, oh man, I'm so angry. And that's part of the reason I was so angry with Minecraft Story Mode Season 1. It's like, that's your boy. That dog, that's your boy. And then, anyway, so I'm not happy about it, but now that I've got through that, hopefully I can actually enjoy the game. It's just unnecessary. Insinuating that your dad is a domestic abuser is enough to paint him as a bad character. Don't then make him go and shoot your dog as well. That's all I'm saying. So then I went on a Gamerscore rampage. I played Bird Game Plus. It's not a great game. It feels quite clunky, and you play as a bird flying through the bushland. There's enemies that come and attack you. There are parts that are really poorly explained. The first boss fight is really poorly explained, which I didn't actually know what to do. I had to look up a guide. I didn't particularly enjoy this game, but that's 1,000 points that I've got now. So Professional Farmer 17. So before this was patched years ago, there was easy ways to earn all 1,000 Gamerscore. I ended up getting it on sale. I think it was $9, and then because EB Games didn't have the case, I got it for $5. I played it, installed the game offline, played it offline, and then when I signed in, got the achievements. Sangrias has a good guide up on YouTube. There's 2 parts covering the tutorial, which you could probably don't need, and you could just do it yourself, and then after the tutorial. So get that at cheap if you can. The Station as well, so that was on sale last week. I played it just for the Gamerscore. I was at Tarragon's house last year during his 24-hour game stream, and he played this game, so I already knew what was going to happen. The game's pretty good. It's got an interesting story, but there seems like there's a lot of games that are in this kind of, you go to, an abandoned space station or an abandoned ship and try and find out what's happened. It seems like, there's a lot of games like that. And then the last game that I played, State of Anarchy, Master of Mayhem. What do I say about this game? It's a very simple twin-stick shooter.
Did you ever play State of Anarchy on the computer?
No. I played State of Anarchy on PlayStation 2, which was not a twin-stick shooter game. It was kind of like a GTA clone, where you have a rocket launcher and you just need to shoot everything.
Yeah.
No, that was State of Emergency. State of Emergency? Yeah, sorry. I'm getting my games mixed up. No, I never played State of Anarchy on the computer.
Cause it was like if I can find it, it was like a Flash game years ago, I feel like.
Well, you let me know when you find it. I'm not going to talk that long about it. I only ended up playing this because I asked you to re-roll one of my achievements. And I rolled an achievement in this game for killing 29 bank bosses. Some of the levels are in banks. You go after the bosses. It's a very simple game. It's not bad, but it feels like that you repeat the same levels over and over again, and that the last couple of levels might be different for a different boss. It's just a lot of it's filler. And after I wrote down my notes on this game, I actually had my progress be reset. So I was at about level 29 or so, and I got reset down to about level 19, and I was going through the chapters, and I think I was chapter 30 odd, and I got reset down to 13. So it seems like the saving for this game is a bit of an issue. But I should be able to get the RTDL achievement I need before the end of the month. So for me this week was 4,430 Gamerscore, and I'm still at 17 on the random to-do list. So did you find that game?
Nah, I've no idea what I was thinking of. It could have been a fever dream. I've no idea.
Alright, well, tell us about the sales for this week. Run us through it.
Yep, so we have a few good titles on there. We have in our quick points, Where the Bees Make Honey, 50% off, $9.99. Still don't recommend it ever to anyone, ever.
Was it really that much? Did I really pay that much for it?
Probably more if you paid it in Australian.
I did, yes.
As for easy points, we have 1979 Revolution, Black Friday, 67% off, $3.95. 8 to Glory, the official game of the PBR, is 33% off, $20.09. Still probably too expensive, but I don't know how often it's going to go on sale, so Just
to interject, Where the Bees Make Honey in Australian dollars is $7.47.
Maybe I looked at the wrong... See, I'm gonna check to make sure I got the right price as I go through the rest of them.
Maybe it's 50% off the price of $9.99.
Nah.
Taking it down to $5.
Nope. Oh, I know what I was looking at. I copied the wrong one. I copied Wonder Boy's price. Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap, which is 50% off $9.99. This is 50% off $4.99, which makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did. 8 to Glory I wish had gone on sale a week and a half ago when I bought it. full
I was going
price.
to say, you were talking about this week. You were excited about it.
I'm annoyed that I bought it early, but whatever. Bombfest is 50% off, $9.99. Pretty good game. Couple tough achievements. Probably only 2 really difficult ones. One's kind of luck-based and one is kind of hard to do by yourself, or at least I found difficulty with it. But still pretty easy game. Oh Sir, the Insult Simulator is 50% off, $1.49. Tesla Grad is 70% off, $4.49. And Unknown Fate is 30% off, $10.14. So, as for host recommendations, I would recommend Aero Complete Edition. It's 25% off, $11.24. It grants you the Monster Cat DLC and the 1,000 Days Wasted drum and bass pack, as well as the base game. It's a really good rhythm, sort of shoot 'em up kind of game. So it splits between having to follow a trail with your rhythm bits and enemies popping up on screen and shooting them down. And there's a couple boss fights. You shoot on the beat of the song, or at least the bullets hit on the beat of the song. So if you shoot just after the beat, you'll have to wait until the next beat before your bullets hit their target. That sort of thing. It's really quite interesting. It's one of my favorite rhythm games, and I suck at it and I love it. That
reminds me of that game that we played at PAX.
Oh, yep.
That was that
Soundfall.
isometric one.
Soundfall.
It's like isometric dungeon crawler
Yep.
where you
Soundfall.
attack to the rhythm of the beat. Yeah.
I backed it on its Fig, which is like Kickstarter. Pretty sure I backed it.
Yeah. Because you've mentioned Aero a couple of times before.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you know if there are any more DLC packs in the works? Do you
I
have any...
don't believe so. So the last DLC pack was Monster Cat, which was released August 2018. And then before that, the 1,000 Days Wasted was January 2018. So probably not.
Yeah, okay.
Still a really good game. The music's fantastic. If you like EDM and that sort of style. But yeah, no, really good game.
Okay. Well, my recommendation's pretty straightforward. It's Goosebumps the game. It's 60% off. It's $5.99. So I remember playing this game. I think I played it sometime last year when it went on sale. But for me, it brought back all these memories of the Goosebumps books that I remember reading as a kid. And there's, was it Slappy the ventriloquist's, the ventriloquist dummy. Oh man, yeah. And so many other little Easter eggs in there, and it's just a really fun story in there. And it's not reinventing the wheel or anything, but it threw back to, it played the nostalgia button for me quite a bit.
Yeah, there are a lot of references to those things, and many of the puzzles can be solved, or little things can be solved with knowledge of the books, like using the magician's hat on the rabbit and knowing that was actually the magician or whatever. Like, stuff like that is really... I like the little nods that they give. Yeah,
that was a great series of books. Even the Choose Your Own Adventure ones. But, yeah, so that it can be completed in a few hours as well. But it's a good trip down memory lane. It has got a stack on the Xbox 360. I don't know if that's for 1,000 Gamerscore as well.
I believe so.
Yeah, but this one's for the Xbox One version, so it's $5.99. In terms of potential purchases, so I have just purchased Where the Bees Make Honey, and I think that will be all for me this week. What have you got?
So I own everything that's on sale. Yeah, there's nothing on sale that I either don't own or have access to through game sharing or whatever. Like and even then, I'm fairly certain it's just me owning everything. Now, I say this, I say this sometimes where I say, yeah, I own everything that's on sale, and it's usually actually, I own everything except Wolfenstein 2 because I would never be interested in Wolfenstein 2. I own everything I'm interested in.
Yeah, you have to shoot your dog in that game.
This
while
one
you
is
play it.
this one's actually I own everything that's on sale, so I can't buy anything, even if I wanted to. So,
Alright, well you can tell us about the new games this week.
yep, we have Outbreak Lost Hope coming out yesterday, Wednesday. That's in the same vein as the other Outbreak games, so not
Yeah, there was
great.
2 of them, wasn't there?
3, but I don't remember what
There's 3
they're
of them.
called. Yep.
They look like a kind of old school Resident Evil.
Yeah, one's easy, one is medium, one is hard, funnily enough. Anyway, Attack of the Toy Tanks, which is a Ratalaika title, came out yesterday.
I'm already seeing people on my feed having completed
Yep,
it. So.
Sangrias has finished it, so he'll have a guide out shortly, I'm sure. Underworld Ascendant came out yesterday. It's a dungeon crawler of some kind. Shadow Fencer Theatre came out yesterday. I have no idea. It looks like almost like a fighting game or like a Super Smash Brothers game, but you're shadow puppets. I'm not 100% sure. Seems interesting.
Okay.
Coming out Thursday the 27th is War Tech Fighters. That's published by Blowfish Studios, so I assume it's Australian developed project as well. Fort Boyard.
They are going to be, sorry to interrupt you,
go.
Blowfish are going to be at PAX.
Yep.
I was talking to them on Twitter the other day.
Oh. Yeah.
So
Allure is going to be at PAX too.
Who?
Ooh, Allure,
yeah. Man, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. I want to see how far it's come, or what they show off and how it looks, seeing as I don't get my Ori fix this year.
Yeah, actually, maybe that's what I'll spend my $20 voucher on. Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah. Fort Boyard comes out on Thursday the 27th. It kind of looked like almost like a Wipeout or a type game where it is like a game show, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. I could have been looking at footage of something else. The Sinking City comes out today by Big Ben, so yay, I guess.
Yeah.
Joy. No one's completed it yet, but it did just come out today, so...
it looks like there's one achievement
that hasn't been earned
that no
yet.
one's earned for all the evidence. But that also looks like one of the toughest achievements in the game.
There's also no diamond on it, so it's not like it's been earned on Xbox, but just not. So we'll see. It wouldn't surprise me if Big Ben had broken another game, but, you know.
Yep.
Coming out Friday the 28th, we have F1 2019. So that's good for all you Formula 1 fans, which I know I have some friends are.
There's a few. Yeah,
There is a few
in the Discord, yeah.
Apparently it's a very good game. I'll never know, but it does play well, I've heard. And lastly, Irony Curtain from Matryoshka with Love, which is an Artifacts Mundi game, but plays like a traditional point and click, not a hidden object point and click. So, yeah, something different from them, I guess. They're branching out from their formula. Good on them.
Yeah. Still bitter about that $5 price hike. Oh, and by the way, all our games that were already
all the old
out,
ones as well.
they're up to bad luck. Yeah. I mean, having said that, I've played a few of their games, so it's not all bad news.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything in the way of knobs and discos?
Yes. So I think the big ones were WWE 12 and WWE 13 have had achievements come back, quote unquote. Who did it first? It was THQ, I think. Yeah, THQ published them, and then the servers got bought up by 2K. And so I guess 2K thinks the servers are offline, but if you sort of keep trying to get past the "you cannot connect to this server" message, eventually you will connect, and you can do the ranked achievements for playing a ranked match and stuff like that. Weird that it isn't actually off, but, you know, there's some achievements you can get back.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they also bring back Darksiders 2 for that online achievement? I reckon they did that in the past month.
Then THQ Nordic did that, but THQ are not 2K, who own those WWE servers because they do the current WWE games.
Oh, so it's just THQ servers then, is it?
Yeah, their servers went down. 2K bought the servers, and I guess accidentally turned them back on. I'm not really sure, but yeah,
Okay.
those work now. The games both still have discontinued achievements, so if you're looking to start it to get a completion, you will still not be able to, but if you were just missing those, then you can get them now, so good for you. Milestones. We had a lot of milestones this week.
Yeah.
We had a fair few. I will do the achievements one, and you can go from there. How's that sound?
Okay.
So, Ben L72 has earned 9,000 achievements. Shadowless Edge has earned 11,000. Professor Pluto has earned 12,000.
He's a good dude.
Both Tatey and Black Buff have earned 15,000 achievements, and Planting 42 has earned 29,000 achievements.
Jeez, that's a lot.
That's a lot. He's been doing this for a while.
Yeah. So Gymbot UK has blazed up 420 completed games. Ben L72's back with 200,000 gamer score as a milestone. Angel SK 350,000 gamer score. Secular Forever 1 million gamer score. But Neomaster finally has got his 1 million gamer score by hitting 1.15 million gamer score. That's a lot of gamer score.
It's a ridiculous amount of gamer score.
That's a lot. That's huge, buddy. Okay, we're just going to leave that there and not make any other jokes about me saying that's huge, buddy, to Neomaster. All right, episode 47.
Penis.
There we go. Is that just an excuse to use the new bleep out noise?
I don't know if I'll bleep it out or if I just cut it, but figured I'd give you a chuckle.
Alright. Now, if you want to get in touch with the show, we went through it at the start, but we'll go through it again here for your benefits. hello@realgamerscore is our email if you'd like to send us anything by email. If you're a Nigerian prince and you want to send us $40 million...
Just send it, don't send...
Yeah, just send us like a...
Just send the money
check
through.
Or something. Yeah.
You can send it to my PayPal, but
yeah.
just don't email us.
You can follow us on Twitter or send us a tweet. It's @RealGamerscore. Discord, once again, is discord.io/RealGamerscore, and Patreon is patreon.com/RealGamerscore. So if you have any questions for us, for the hosts, or if you have any news articles that you've seen during the week that you think you would like to hear us talk about, you can send them in any of the ways above, or you can send them directly to us. And also, if you're interested in being a guest on the show, for the next couple of weeks, I would say contact Chin. I will be away for the next 3 weeks because I get married next weekend. So I'll be away for the next 3 weeks. Yeah, so there might be an opportunity to slot you in there. We do typically record on Tuesday nights, starting at about 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, around there or so.
Yeah.
So get in touch with Chin for the next couple of weeks if you are interested in being in. We have already got 1 or 2 people lined up. Yeah. So, Chin, if someone wants to get in touch with you specifically, how would they do so?
You can find me on trueachievements.com, on Xbox Live, on Discord, on Twitter, not on Mixer until the Bean Dive because I'm really not playing much and streaming much. I will be doing Bean Dive stream, but really until then, I'm not doing much. All of those are under the username ChinDocta, ChinDocta. Yeah, find me there. It'd be good times.
Great times. You can also find me on Xbox, on Twitter, on True Achievements, and on Mixer, ProfessorPluto. And you can find me on Twitch, ProfessorPluto1. I did have a bit of a stream during the week. I think it was at a bad time because I don't know how many people joined, but I'm going to try and stream some more of the games that I have to play. So you can find me there. If you would like to help out the show, I mean, hey, we would love for you to do that. We would really appreciate if you could subscribe on the podcast platforms that you use and on iTunes if you use that. leave us a review, which we'll read out on the show. Tell your friends about us, retweet us and on Twitter and all that good stuff. Subscribe to us on YouTube and again Patreon if you are so inclined. Alright, well, that's it. Episode 47. It's a little bit shorter one for the last few weeks, but I think it's packed full of good quality content. What do you reckon?
Don't know if it's much shorter, to be honest.
1.5 hours?
A little bit,
That's shorter than the last
Shorter
few
than the
weeks.
last couple, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll close it up there. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll catch you... Well, I won't catch you, but Chin and some other people will catch you in the next episode.
Yeah,
See you later.
It'll be a ChinDocta show for the next 3 weeks, so strap in. I have no time limit, so I can go on for hours. We could.
Just try and keep it tight, mate.
Like a tiger. Oh, that's a reference not many people will get. Tight like a tiger. Do you know where that's from?
Oh, that sounds familiar. I feel like it's an Australian thing, but I don't know.
As soon as you look it up, you'll know.
Alright. Cool. Well, we'll leave it there. Episode 47. It's all finished. Thanks for listening. See you later.